Hello, and welcome to The Culture Shift with Jeroslyn Jovan, our podcast aimed at inspiring the leaders of tomorrow, brought to you by Black Enterprise. Here we like to review the success stories of today's tastemakers to encourage those who dare to dream big. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with three legends in hip hop ahead of their historic concert in celebration of hip hop's 50th birthday. The Mixtape Live concert is a one-night only event that brings together 50 pioneer MCs who help pave lanes for today's music acts. Join me in welcoming these three legends, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Doug E. Fresh, and Charlie Mack. Oh my gosh, I'm here with the legends, the legends. All right, how does it feel? How does it feel, one, to be a legend and to see hip hop make it 50 years?
Well, the first question, how does it feel to be a legend? You got to ask Dougie Fresh and Charlie Mack.
That's what I'm about to say. I'm about to say that to you. Now, you got to ask Jeff and Dougie. And Jeff, I'm saying, if anything, listen, you can't even say that to me while I'm on the phone with Jeff, but I'll accept it any other time except for right now. You can call me at any other time, but not right now. Not right now. Let's be respectful. Let's always keep respect in the room. Let's reset the room. Let's say that again. To have two legends on, Charlie, how's it feel being, again, just being able to be next to him? That's what you got to ask. You know what I mean? You got to do it like that. We can't play no games. I'm always be respectful.
I respect all of what you guys have contributed. We're 50 years in, well before I was alive. You guys have been paving a lane for where we are today that has truly helped impact the culture in monumental ways and represent us in iconic ways. So flowers to all of you, all three of you. And now you're combining your flowers into this monumental
bouquet. Bouquet. Wonderful
yes.
bouquet. Wonderful bouquet. Red, black, and green bouquet, we might add. Let Dougie take that question. Let him take that.
Doug, just tell us, how does it feel to be a legend and to see hip hop make it 50 years?
Well, I want to say that, first of all, I want to acknowledge legends that came before us, the legends that came before us, like Jim Brown,
yes. Tina
like
Turner,
Harry Belafonte, Tina Turner, who I just got the information on today, so I guess that the only thing that I could say about being a legend, as the word is used, is I'm glad that I'm a living legend at the moment. So I appreciate that. And I feel like the key is to do the best you can to make a better place, celebrate life, do it with people that you love, help out the people that you know need the help. And then your life means something more than just standing on this platform saying, I am.
Right.
You want to say more like we are.
I serve.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what it means to me.
Thank you. So now from the inception of hip hop, what are some of the core values of the art form that you have seen transcend over the last 5 decades? That's for anyone. Jazzy Jeff, Dougie Fresh, Charlie Mack.
I would say integrity and honesty. I would say, when it first started, it was literally everything about it was being honest. It was your truth. What happens is when the business come into play, then it becomes everything else but the art. It should only ever be about the art.
Right.
I would add on to that and say that, for me, over the years, what I've seen have changed is, I think that there's been good changes, because I think that from a financial standpoint, it's a beautiful thing that we have been able to make money off of this and take care of our families and help the people in our community and the people that we grew up with, and buy grandma, or as Jazzy Jeff would cut up, bought a mansion for my mother. You know what I mean? Like, he engraved that in my head. You know what I mean? So I think that there is a beautiful side to it, but I think that, like Charlie said, and I agree with him because he's a purist, that I think what happened is that we forgot what was most important. And the thing that was most important was the creativity, the love, the unity, the friendship, the enjoyment, which is what we still have. And that's why this concert we're doing is so important, because it's not just based on financial success.
Right.
I mean, it's a success because I got to give Charlie an acknowledgement, as well as Jeff, that putting together a team of artists on a show like this is not an easy task. And listen to what I'm saying. To put together a team of specific artists for specific reasons now, at this time, not an easy task, because what we have gotten into this stage of is having convenient amnesia. So a lot of us forgot.
My word, Doug. That's my word, Doug. That's my word, baby. That's my word. Convenient amnesia.
I'm just borrowing it. I'm just borrowing it.
Listen, you can have it, bro. You know. Go ahead,
look,
man.
Look,
Tell the truth. I'm going to stop you when you lie. I'm going to stop you when you lie. Go ahead, keep going.
You know, and I'm going to tell you, it's so many artists on this show have contributed so much to hip hop. I mean, and they contributed in ways that we don't even really realize, but we realize their contribution. So this is what it's all about. And this is still about the fun. It's about the celebration. It's about the enjoyment of the culture. So yes, money is important, but I think that, like I always say, you can be financially rich and spiritually
broke.
Yeah. Talk about it. So like you mentioned, we have the Mixtape Live event coming to Atlantic City, June 17th, Juneteenth weekend. So
Father's Day weekend too.
Father's Day weekend too.
Black Music Month as well.
Black music. Come on, Charlie Mack. He's like, don't forget. Okay.
Stop. He don't stop.
I did it specifically that weekend because of all three of those different situations going on. Specifically that weekend. I did.
Thank you. No, that was literally my next question. So you answered like what inspired this event, and you just explained why you selected the weekend, but just tell us about the inspiration behind the event and putting it together.
Well, of course, I mean, for me, it started with Juneteenth, right? Then it went from Juneteenth, Black Music Month, and then I realized it was like Father's Day weekend was coming up. And of course, we love every woman on the planet that has birthed a king and prince. We love them. We celebrate them. But the thing about it is,
Talk to him, brother.
Black men and men, period. I'm saying we contribute our little piece in there too. I think we got to be able to take our bow on the stage and be celebrated. So for me, it was literally about all three of those, monumental moments in our lives. I think that and then us coming together as men. Again, like you said, it's not easy to put together, 10 people together. We got 50. We got, to be quite honest, we got 54, 55 talent. You know what I mean? And so if you ever been around it, everybody got their quirky way about them. Everybody got their egos. Everybody got their everything. But the great thing about it is that me, Jeff, and Dougie, we've been in this thing, I'm saying, together since 1985, right? And so we're the stabilizers, I'm saying, of this family reunion. That's what it is for me. It really is that. We just using the backdrop of doing it. Of course, they say, did you think hip hop would take it this far? Talking all that jazz. Yes, we did. And we're doing it, and we're here. And the blessing still functional. Be able to get around. A lot of us can't get around. So we got to bring it together and celebrate the ones that came, like you said, came before us. You know what I mean? DJ Hollywoods, the Cool Hercs, the Africa Barbadas, again, Dougie talk about it. I'm saying Jeff could talk about it. Again, it's a group, it's a family. And we got to protect it, because if we don't protect it and celebrate it, who will?
Exactly. And you were mentioning some of the names, but we have Sugar Hill Gang, Melly Mel, Roxanne Shante, EPMZ, Curtis Blow. The lineup is insane.
Dougie Fresh and Jazzy Jeff.
Dougie Fresh and Jazzy Jeff, hello.
Yo.
How are you able to get so many pioneer MCs on one card for one night only?
That's Charlie Mack right there.
Well, Jeff can tell you that story.
No,
Jeff can do that. That's Jeff's fault. That's Jeff's fault. That's Jeff's fault. But Jeff can go ahead and jump in. Go ahead.
That's Charlie Mack right there. Charlie not only is the unofficial mayor of Philly, Charlie might be the unofficial mayor of hip hop. Yeah. So, Charlie sends out a bat signal, people come. It's as simple as that.
That's a blessing. It's not my right, it's a blessing. and I treat it as such. You know what I mean? I respect people's time. I respect people's craft. I mean, I've worked with all these people. I'm talking about over 40 years. I mean, 35, 40 years. I've worked with everybody. And I've always treated them as human beings first, not just a thing, not just, a way to make money. I'm saying I treat them as my brothers and sisters. Doug is my brother. Jeff is my brother. Right? We get money together. I'm saying, but these are my brothers. Like, really. Like, because, you can pick your family. You can't pick your friends. We chose the journey together. Totally. That's just what it is.
That's powerful. And it really speaks volumes to the new generation on Brotherhood, because it's like there is a kind of a little essence of that missing these days. But that's what makes this show even more exciting. And I hear that there's a possibility it could break a Guinness Book of World Record.
Well, no, it's definitely that already. I'm saying no, because you got to think about it. Like you'll do festivals and there's 50 artists on there. There hasn't been 50 artists on one set. Mm-hmm. One set. It's never happened ever. Never.
Right. And like you said, it could be 50 to 54, but just looking at the lineup, there's some possibilities there's opportunity for guest appearances.
Well, guess what? The guest appearance is going to be the guest that's on it. That's already a guess enough. I promise you. I promise you.
Listen. How do you have 54 artists?
Right.
And somebody says, is there any special guests? Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 54 of them. There's 54 of them. Yeah, it's 54 of them.
It's 54
guess who's coming out next? That's the problem. See, right there, that's going to be where the thing is at.
The twist.
I promise you.
Twist.
Yeah, go ahead, Doug. Go ahead, Doug.
No. I was filling in because your voice dropped out while you was driving.
Okay,
so obviously, me being the MC that I am, I would never let your mic go out and not me cover the lyrics.
That's Brotherhood right there.
This is so iconic.
And most people that might have flew over their heads, Jeff.
Why you sitting
exactly.
That's why.
That's why. And Dougie Fresh, you are the MC of the night. Are you going to be performing throughout the night? Are you going to have a set time?
Greatest entertainer.
Well,
you gotta wait and see.
In this case, with this particular show, I don't think it's as much about me as it's about the whole entire story that's going to be explained with hip hop. So I'll come in and I'll do what's necessary and I will do my thing, but it's bigger than me. It's a big story. It's a lot of time that went into it. And to be honest with you, I want to make sure that every artist on this show get their moment to shine and get their moment to express their creativity and be acknowledged for their contribution. So I'm just more of a facilitator. And at the same time, I will be participating in whatever way is necessary and do some stuff as well. But it's an overall story. It's a package. It's an expression of everyone. And and the big part is that a lot of these groups, me, Charlie, Jeff, we're excited to see them because we have not seen them perform in a long time as well. Am I correct, Jeff, or what?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. This is an experience. This is, if the whole idea and goal is when you walk out of here, you can firmly say that I've experienced 50 years of hip hop.
Right.
And that's really the goal. This is a celebration, of something that at one point in time people didn't know if it was going to be here, and for us to be celebrating 50 years, I was talking to Charlie earlier today, and you may have somebody who's 40 years old at this show that wasn't even here when all of this started, but you're going to get a bit and piece of everything that came with hip hop over the past 50 years.
I love it. And let me let you, and what for all of you, because you've all been doing this, a minute, what impresses you the most about where live shows are today compared to the early days of hip hop?
Well, to me, the early days, you know, was basically me going up and down the turnpike, going from Connecticut to New York to Philly. So the fact that pretty much all of us have circled the globe was something that was in the tri-state area is an amazing achievement when it comes to hip hop in itself.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I would add on to that and say that one of the things when I was coming up and I was doing shows at Harlem World and I was performing at different places from Disco Fever to places called Celebrity Club, B&B, to CNC. I mean, it's on and on. The thing that I like that has happened in hip hop, one of the things that I liked from the past is that there was a certain level of creativity that the artists were bringing to the table because they wanted to put on a very good show. And your show meant a lot back then because it was what defined you. It wasn't your record that defined you. It was your performance that defined you. So now, when I look at it, one of the things that I've always tried to do is, and I could say this just because I'm giving you the history timeline, is that I'm one of the first guys to ever use props when you're performing. Like I had a pyramid, and I had a pyramid when I first came out, and I did that to make people go, yo, we could use some props. And then LL came and he had a radio, and he came out of his radio. And then while he had the radio, I had the globe, and I came out of the globe because that was my definition of performing around the world and being a world entertainer. So, and then I watched different people just take a step forward and just want to do more and more creative things. And then when I'm looking at Drake or I'm looking at Wayne, who were just recently at the Apollo, I love how they try their best to still make shows creative. Like I looked at Drake's setup. It was beautiful. I looked at how Jay-Z, stepped his game up and made it a beautiful set. So I just think that hip hop has evolved to the level that people are trying to be more creative with their stage presence. But I also think the one thing that has to stay important is the quality of the performance, because I think that has gotten a little lower on the thing. Right. For example, some artists lip sync. And I think it's important to understand that in hip hop, when we grew up, you had to say your lyrics, baby. You had to have the breath control and you had to say your lyrics. And with me, it's even more because I'm dancing, because rappers wasn't dancing until I started dancing.
Playing the harmonica.
Right. So now you beatboxing. You beatboxing, you got crowd participation, you're using melody, you rapping, you talking to the audience. And, you got to be in some form of shape to do that. Yep. So I think that artists nowadays, as well as we were back in the days, got to put more consciousness on their health and their wellness, because whether we want to say it or not, health is a major part of everything that we do. I don't care if you're standing up playing the keyboard. And people don't really understand how hard it is for a DJ to stand up for hours and hours and hours, man. And the level of skill that you got to have, even just in practicing, like Jeff. And I'm not taking your job from you, sweetheart, but I'm just asking him because it's a real question. Yo, when you were practicing, how many hours was you standing up if you had to go off the top of your head?
8, 9.
Per day.
8, 9.
On your feet.
And you also have to understand that you feel the music that you're playing. So I'm not just standing there. I'm dancing. I'm two-stepping. Right. There's times that I'm done and I got to go and soak my feet.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And these are the things that people don't really know. Like, you look at what a person do, but you don't really understand all that they do. Like, if a person really sat down and thought about all of the different, I'm the only artist that do all of these things that I do. You see what I'm saying? And then even if the guy is rhyming and I'm beatboxing, you think that his rhyming is difficult, try beatboxing for him and then beatboxing for the other person. One time there was a band. The band walked out. I did a reggae, a dance hall event, and the whole band didn't get paid. So Beanie Man was there, Bounty was there. I mean, Supercat, everybody was there. And what happened is the band walked out and the audience, and it was packed. And this was all Caribbean, Jamaicans, Bajans, Trinidadians, Guyanese. Charlie, it was wild. When I'm saying wild, it was like a shot could have bust off in that joint. So I turned around. I said, man, give me the mic, man. The promoter was like, what I'm going to do? I got on the mic. Man, I beatboxed for me like 15, 20 minutes, man. I swear to God. Look. And I was dropping
one-man band.
And on each one of them, I had to change the beat up, right? And after it was over, he asked me next year, could I do the same thing? I said, what? I said, yo, I did that as a favor, bro.
I shall look out for you. Favor. So we wouldn't have a major rush in here.
Right. I did that to keep the peace. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to leave. I didn't want you to leave this joint in pieces.
Right,
you know
absolutely. So now next year, if you ask me, do I need a piece?
Right. Bless me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I'm just telling you that in a very honest story because it's true, but it's a funny story that your health and your wealth work together, and they are a part of the same team. And one of the things is that as a DJ, as an MC, as an artist performing, there are certain things you have to do to maintain yourself. And as you get older, saying those lyrics is not as easy as it used to be. Breath control is not the same, because it takes a lot for you. So that's why, for me, that's why I'm always pushing health and wellness. That's why I created this foundation with me and Dr. Williams, which is called Hip Hop Public Health. And as you hear, the name hip hop is the first part of it, because it is still about hip hop. But I just want my brothers and sisters to be around a little bit longer.
That's it.
Stay a little bit stronger in this thing that we say we love. Me and Jeff was talking about this, like we love it so much that we have to demonstrate the love by doing these basic things to take care of ourselves. You don't have to be perfect, but you got to at least keep this consciousness there, because when you get on that stage and when you rapping or when you DJing, or even when you holding people down, because Charlie held everybody down even before this side of just what he does here. He would just be there, and just because you there, he got your back. You got to be in some kind of physical condition.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's a powerful opinion, guys. I'm excited. I mean, I know it's one night only, but are there any plans where other people can catch it out after June 17th? Taking the show on the road.
We're gonna go just one night and see how I go over and group that up. You know what I mean? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do. Listen. Everything you build, it starts with one perfect brick at a time.
That's it.
Not 30.
First brick.
It's one perfect brick. That's it. Let's place that brick. It's gonna take, all of us to put this perfect brick in place. So we can't even look down the road, because again, it's something that's never been done. So we're building this plane as we flying it. That's just what it is.
I don't like that analogy, Charlie.
What's that?
We are not building this plane as we are flying it. That shit can't be off the ground. Oh. We might build the plane. We gonna build it and we gonna test it first. But we're not building it in the air.
Okay. All right.
Wait, guys. I have one question for all of you. I really want to ask this for newer hip hop fans, even myself, and I'm 35, but sometimes I'm just like, I know I missed out on songs or albums, and I just don't know how I'm ever going to figure out like that song. If you could recommend one track or one album from hip hop's early days that you think fans of today, or just if they might have missed it, that they should listen to, what would it be?
Jeff? A mixtape.
Right.
Which mixtape?
I think you need
from the Bronx.
Yes,
from the park.
You need a mixtape. Like, I don't think you can ever pick one thing that will define what the history of hip hop is. That's the reason why this is a live mixtape, because you got to put all of these pieces together because it tells a story. You can't ever tell a story with the table of contents. You can't tell it with the appendix. You can't tell it with chapter 1. You gotta tell the whole story for people to be like, I get it.
Right. That was perfect. That was the perfect answer. That was the perfect.
Well, a great. No. You know what? Even better. I'm saying even add on to what Jeff said. A great mixtape to listen to is June 17th at Warwick Hall.
Right.
That's a great one to listen to right there.
Mixtape live.
And it's live.
Mixtape live. And it's live.
Mixtape live. June 17th, Atlantic City. History will be made. Guinness World Book of World Records will be broken. We got Jazzy Jeff, Charlie Mack, Dougie Fresh, Jocelyn Ziva here. I don't know, my inner hip hop just came out real quick.
That's right.
Make him a believer.
All day.
I'm hyped. I'm so hyped. This has been such an honor, guys. I'm really excited for what you guys are going to give us. And thank you. Thank you for taking time out today to speak with Black Enterprise.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Last thing I want to say before we get off is this, and it's important.
Mm-hmm.
It's sometimes you don't know who you are really till you get enough information to understand where you came from or how you got where you got and how you got what you got. So this is kind of like an opportunity to see more, to learn more about this thing that we call hip hop, because it's so much to learn about it. And you can't learn it all in one night, but it might inspire you to go and want to do more research and look at it. Because as long as I've been doing it, I'm still learning to this day.
100%.
You know? And so I think it's good for anybody, even if it's a young, beautiful sister like yourself, who may want to just come and say, you know what, let me check this out. And some parts will catch you, and other parts will make you go, word, they did that. And other parts you'll be like, oh, so they was wild too back then, huh? It'll be a mix-up of a lot of things. But I think you'll walk away with a greater appreciation for hip-hop, because that's the reason why we came together for this, because we all appreciate it. We know what it truly represents, and we want to inspire more people like yourself and the younger generation and all of the ones that grew up loving it to come out and celebrate this thing that all of you played a part in creating.
Absolutely.
History. The history continues. Thank you, legends. Thank you, King.
Thank you.
I'm really excited. Bye. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.